The Battle of Waterloo, fought on June 18, 1815, was one of the most decisive battles in history, marking the end of the Napoleonic era and the end of Napoleon Bonaparte's empire. It took place near the city of Waterloo, in present-day Belgium, and involved the French army against a coalition of British, Dutch, Belgian, and Prussian forces led by the great General Duke of Wellington. After being exiled to the Isle of Elba, Napoleon escaped and returned to France in 1815, where he resumed power in a period known as the 100 Days. This led European powers, including the United Kingdom, Prussia, Austria, and Russia, to form the Seventh Coalition to defeat him once and for all. Napoleon knew he needed to act quickly to prevent coalition forces from uniting against him. So he decided to confront the Allied armies before they could assemble. Napoleon's army consisted of approximately 73,000 men, including infantry, cavalry, and artillery. Allied army. The coalition was divided into two main forces, one led by the Duke of Wellington with around 68,000 British, Belgian and other Allied soldiers, and the other by Prussian troops commanded by Gebhard Leberecht von B. Elschere with around 50,000 men. The battle began on the morning of June 18th. Napoleon began attacks against the British lines, hoping to quickly defeat them before Prussian forces arrived to reinforce Wellington. The British position was strategic, with the army lining up on high ground and protected by a series of small hills. Napoleon tried several strategies to break Wellington's lines, including cavalry attacks and heavy artillery bombardments. However, British forces resisted steadfastly, with Wellington's troops holding their positions. The turning point came around afternoon, when Prussian forces began arriving on the battlefield. General Booker, after a forced march, brought decisive reinforcements to the coalition, attacking the right flank of the French army. Under pressure from simultaneous attacks by the British and Prussians, the French army began to crumble. The French lines fragmented, and troop morale fell rapidly. Napoleon's cavalry was unable to react effectively, and many French soldiers began to surrender or flee. When the defeat became clear, Napoleon tried to organize a withdrawal, but the situation was irreversible. The French forces were in a panic, and Napoleon was forced to leave the battlefield. Napoleon's defeat at the Battle of Waterloo sealed the emperor's fate. He was captured, and instead of being executed, was exiled to St. Helena Island in the South Atlantic, where he spent the rest of his life until his death in 1821.